In this program, we're going to talk about resumes, cover letters, portfolios, and gist cards. Let's start with the resume.
Why does a resume exist at all? Well, employers at some point wanted something real brief, concise, to give them the information that they felt that they want. Now, what does that information include? Well, who are you? How can I contact you? What experience, skills, training, education do you have that you think qualify you for this position?
Your resume is really geared for the environment that you're applying for, the type of work you're applying for, because in one environment, an IT resume is excellent. In another environment, if it's not information technology, the type of resume and the layout is completely different.
It's an introduction of sorts, and you're not going to go far in your job search without being able to get in front of people, potential employers, and talk to them, and that's what a resume does. It's designed to get you in front of an employer so you can get an interview.
Contrary to the advice of many resume and job search experts, writing a dynamic or perfect resume will rarely get you the job you want. That will happen only following an interview, and the more interviews you have, the better the chance of getting a job.
Being passive about this whole getting an interview thing is not going to work. You can send out resumes, you can put them on the web. I think it's pretty clear the research is telling us that that doesn't work very well. So why do a resume at all? Well, you want to put one together because employers are going to want them. They expect them. Before they're going to see you in an interview, they need this kind of information. In a real sense, it does provide some initial screening for them. If you have the basic credentials, the absolute necessary credentials to do this position, the resume is going to display that, and it'll help you get in or help you get screened out if you're not doing a good job with it. So you're going to need one, and you might as well have a good one when you're going into it.
Here are some tips for writing an effective resume. First, be sure to write it yourself. While it's good to look at sample resumes in books or on the web, don't copy the text from these examples into your own resume. If you do, your resume is no longer yours. It belongs to someone else. Many employers will discover this during the interview simply by the way you talk and respond to questions. You will not sound like your resume, and that will not help you. Make every word count. Most resumes should be limited to 1 or 2 pages. After you have written a first draft, edit it at least 2 more times. If a word or phrase does not support your ability to do the job, cut it out. Short is often better. Make your resume error-free. Just one error on your resume can create a negative impression. Spelling, grammar, or other errors, even minor ones, will make a negative impression that could be enough to get you screened out of the position.
I've sat with many managers over the years who read through resumes, and I have seen them take a resume and put it in the no stack when that person's really qualified, but there's something about the resume they didn't like. So a resume is the first thing that an employer typically sees about the individual. It's a first impression. First impressions are usually lasting impressions.
Your resume should emphasize the skills and accomplishments you have to do the job. A resume is no place to be humble. Emphasize results. Give facts and numbers to support your accomplishments.
The resume, however, allows you to present yourself much better than an application because it's free form.
It's different from an application in that it's more under your control what kind of information you provide. It allows you to provide more narrative, but it's still there to meet the employer's basic needs for information.
It's a montage of logic as far as what I believe people should be seeing on my resume, and also also a little bit of my personality as well. I try to keep it as professional as possible, though. There's not a whole lot of unprofessionalism in there, but there is a little bit of personality traits that I like to sprinkle in.
Even if companies have an application process, a resume presents to them how you see yourself. It gives you the opportunity to put your history and experience in black and white and not just fill in the blanks that somebody has on a form.
Now, the good thing about a resume is it does give you more control than an application in terms of what information you want to present.
Don't delay. Quickly create an acceptable resume, then use it to get interviews. Don't delay your job search while working on a better resume. Many job seekers spend time improving their resume when they should be out looking for a job.
Because the problem with resumes is that no matter what you do, someone else is going to say you've done it incorrectly. It's too long, it's too short, it doesn't include information, it's not formatted the way it should be. And this is true also for employers. One employer may say that what they really want is a one-page resume. Another employer says, no, I want a more detailed one. Whatever you do with the resume is going to be wrong for some part of the population you're working with. So the best thing for you to do is to try to create initially a very simple resume, make it error-free and clear, include the basic information. And then if you have time later, you can do a better one.
Keep your resume short. Use action verbs and brief sentences. Keep it interesting.
And most people go about putting their resume together like it was an obituary. I did this. I did that. This is my job from here to there. Well, so what? That's past tense. You've already done those things. Did you include what you accomplished? Well, if you didn't, you're really missing out on an important part of a resume.